Greetings everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another Great American Survival. I'm Marvin Ford, and in today's video, we're talking Boker. Boker makes an amazing amount of high quality, budget friendly knives that cover a wide variety of uses. This is the Boker Kalashnikov. Now this is the auto version, and this one I will be sharing with you, comparing it to the mini. But if you'd like to see a video where I compare the mini and the full size, just comment down below. I'm thinking about doing that video next. But if you're looking for an amazing auto EDC and it's legal where you go, you should definitely check one of these out, and you should stick with us. I'm going to tell you all about it. Alright, so as we get started, let's go over the specs of this knife really quickly. Now this knife, as you see here, this is the full-length knife. This is not the mini. The mini is dramatically smaller, but not... I like the mini too. I mean, I just do. This one right here, overall length is 7.87 inches, which is really good, unless you live somewhere where it's not legal to have one that long. Or if you happen to live anywhere where automatic knives are not legal, do not buy this knife. That is a stupid reason to get arrested, okay? Just so you know, because, I mean, there's some stupid reasons, but this is definitely one of them. Okay, back to the knife. The blade is 3.3 inches in length. This one is a drop point with a partial serration, which if you follow my channel at all, you know that is my personal preference. I would rather a knife, especially being able to work in the automotive industry, and I'm always cutting cords, ropes, things like that, straps. A serration is a great way to keep from really destroying and wearing out that blade. Now the blade itself is D2 steel, which is personally one of my favorites for a budget-friendly knife. There are some models of this knife available in, I believe it's AUS 8 or AUS 6. I can't remember. I think it's AUS 8. But yes, AUS 8 is a little bit more rust resistant, but the D2, I like it. It holds up to abuse on a day-to-day basis. The only negative is it is a little harder to sharpen, but once you get used to it, it does well, especially being the fact that it's going to hold its edge longer. I just really like it. The knife, back to some of the specs, not meaning to get off track. The handle length is 4.5 inches and is an anodized aluminum finish. The weight of the knife is 4.2 ounces. Mine has a black finish on the blade, and it is a flat grind, which is just a great option. The pocket clip, we'll flip it over, as you see, is a very deep pocket clip, which is great. Now, the one thing about this knife that I'll tell you up front, the action. The action is awesome. There are a lot of knives that are EDC automatic knives that don't have the deployment and the lockup that this thing does. It's one of my favorite things about this. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, just solid. Now, I do like the whole situation. I like the handles. I like these finger grooves. They give you a really good purchase on this blade. You know, just a real feel secure. I like that the pocket clip doesn't dig into your hand, even when you're really bear down on it. White knuckle that thing. The button, the release action button, this guy right here, as you see there, it's flush. So you've really got to push it down into your pocket, you know, push the button down with your finger. You're not going to accidentally do it, which nobody wants to have a knife, especially when it's a tip up knife, meaning it comes open, boom, that's going to be pointing down. You're going to end up stabbed in the junk. Nobody wants that, okay? Just everything the way they designed this knife, it's nice. The blade steel itself is really nice. Like I said, some of the Kalashnikovs are available with the AUS steel, but D2 is just awesome. Personally, it's a very well-made, budget-friendly carry option. I will say keep it dry. So if you use it to cut something and you get all up in here wet, dry it off, keep it clean, and use something. I prefer to use Frog Lube. It's one of my personal favorites, Navy SEAL approved, and it's just good stuff. Like this is a whole kit. It'll last you for years. I use it on my firearms, and I also use it on my knives. It is food grade. cleaning product, so it's not going to hurt you if you use it and say you have to cut an apple or anything. You're not going to contaminate your lunch with it. I mean, just boom. I mean, very nice. And like I said, so that's the full size. Now, I'm not going to do a lot of comparisons with the mini, but I just want you to be able to see, because if you pick up one of these, and like I said, it's just under 8 inches, and this one's not, as you see. Dramatically smaller, but perfect. I mean, it's a great knife, and this one fits good in your hand. Feels good, works good, another great option. I'll get to that one later in another video, but I like Boker. Boker's been doing a really good job with their knives, especially in the past 6-7 years. They've done really well. And the fit and finish, the way it locks up, like I was saying, very well done. I think there are so many knives out there in this price point, you know, the $50 to $75 knife, and they're such a high quality that's made it where knife companies that are of any reputable name that the ones you've never heard of that are straight out of China, that's on your own. But ones like this, they've really raised the bar in this price point. The Kalashnikov is very well made. Boker, when it comes to the price point, I think they rule this between this and a couple other companies, but we won't get into that. But I like the action. I like the knife. I'll break it down and give you my scoring system on this, but it works really well. The knife itself is a great EDC option. I think if you're looking for a knife like this to carry, you can't go wrong, especially for the price point. The first one I had of these, I think I paid less than $50 for it. I bought it at a knife show, got it. Really happy with the knife. Have carried it for a while, and then recently at Blade Show picked these up at one of those smaller booths. It wasn't Boker, but these were Boker knives, and they had them for $35, $40, something like that. So I bought two. Both of them the exact same. The other one's never even been opened. But this is the one I use on an EDC as an EDC choice, and I think it's an absolute winner. Let's get into my overall ratings. Overall ratings, I think if you're looking for a knife, you want it to be comfortable. I think the comfort level of this knife, there's no crazy edges, nothing like that. It feels smooth in your hand. Like I said, when you white knuckle that thing and really bear down, it's going to do really, really well for you. The blade, the D2. For the comfort level, we'll skip back. I'm sorry. Comfort level, I'd say it's probably an 8 out of 10. Now, this is comparing it in the price point. Don't misunderstand that. We're not talking about comparing it to $500 and $600 knives. We're talking about this thing under $100. 8 out of 10 for this price point. It's an awesome knife. Blade steel, D2. I'd say it's a 7 out of 10. And if you happen to get one of the older OS 8s, I'd put that in the 5.5 to 6 point range. Blade steel, with that D2, the sharpness test, right out of the box, 9 out of 10. This thing is awesome. The serrations, I've never had to sharpen them. I've only hit the blade a few times to sharpen it, and it works really nicely. The fit and finish, I think that's where it shines. I think the fit and finish of it, I will say that as you look here, you'll see lots of little places where the paint has come off, and that's just, experience and, being abused on a regular basis like I do. I'd put that in the 8 category, 8 out of 10. The lockup, I don't know if you can find a better knife when it comes to the fit, finish, and lockup. I mean, it's just wow. I mean, everything about it is really nicely done. And then what I'm going to give you is a knife porn rating. That means how often you're going to see this in photos. It's just the way it goes in EDC. The Kalashnikov is an awesome option. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 in this price point. And the overall EDC-ness of this knife, I don't know if that's even a word, but it is today, would be 9 out of 10. So I think it's an awesome EDC option. If you guys have had a positive or a negative experience with the Kalashnikov or the Mini, please comment down below. If you've used one and you think it's the best thing you've ever had, comment down below. Anything positive, anything negative, we'd love to hear from you. I will put links down below to Boker and to Blade HQ and Knife Center, places where you can find them at a great price. Maybe even get one for somebody as a Christmas present. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it the old thumbs up. And if you're new to our channel, please hit that subscribe button, join our community, and stick around by ringing that bell and get notified every time we post a new video, because we'd love to have you join us. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. If you want to reach out to us, we're on social media, on Facebook and on Instagram, and we want to say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you for your never-ending support. We thank you. We thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you. We hope you have a fantastic week ahead. We'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.